And this book, guys, 5-star. Oh my god, when he calls it blue, I love that so much. Say hi. Like Lionel Crux just angers me. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Breeze. Stay for a while. As you can already tell by the title, I'm gonna be tackling some of my fall books because now it's officially fall. It's the 2nd of October today. I started this vlog yesterday on the 1st of October, but I didn't film an intro. So because it's now the start of October, it's the official start of fall. And I have a very long list of fall books that I want to get through. So in today's video, we're gonna be getting through some of my fall TBRs, some of the books that I'm most excited for to read this fall/winter. So I haven't really got a TBR with me today to speak about, but obviously I did post a fall TBR video on my channel, so you can go watch that if you want to have a good gist of the books that I have on my TBR for this fall/winter. But in today's vlog, we're just going to read like 3 or 4 books. We're going to mood read our way through it. I feel like my last few videos I've had like a very set TBR and I just want to mood read. I want to read some books that I really want to read. You know, there's no set TBR, there's no pressures of having certain books for certain videos. We're just gonna mood read our way through these fall books. So let's rewind to yesterday and officially start the video. Hello, so welcome to, this might look like an unusual background to you, but I'm currently in my mum's house for the rest of the week. So if you've never seen this background before, it's because it's my mum's house. So we are currently reading Spark of the Everflame by Pen Cole. I'm about 42% of the way through. I'm reading it on my Kindle, but I do have the physical book with me because I do also like to track in the physical book like where I am. So I've read this much and we've got about this much left, so not much. It looks like a lot, but it's not that much because the writing is really big, like really big. So it looks like it's a lot, but it's not. It says we've got 4 hours and 23 minutes left to finish this book, so I think we could get this done within about 4 hours. I want to try and trim that down to 4 hours and I want to finish this book today. I have been loving this book so far, like literally I'm eating this book up. I started it yesterday. Yeah, I started it yesterday. I read 177 pages yesterday and I'm just like, I'm obsessed. I need this book to be injected into my veins because I am obsessed. But the only reason we're going to be sat all day today reading this book is because we have no Wi-Fi in my house right now, none whatsoever. We got the engineer coming out tomorrow to sort everything out. I've been on the phone all morning to Vodafone to be like, sort the freaking Wi-Fi out because I can't watch anything on TV. I can't go onto Netflix, I can't go onto Disney, I can't do anything because I can't even connect my phone. Where is my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. But I can't even connect my phone, like internet, to the TVs because the signal by my house is so bad that my 4G doesn't even work on my phone. It's literally, I only have like 1 bar and then it gives me 3G, which no, 3G, like why is 3G even a thing anymore? Nothing works. I can't scroll on TikTok unless I'm in my mother's bedroom upstairs. That's the only place I get 4G. Or like I can't go on YouTube. It's torture. So that's what we're doing today. We're just gonna finish Spark the Everflame because we have no Wi-Fi and I have nothing better to do. A little summary. I'll try and summarize as best as I can up to where I've got to. So it starts off, the main character is called Dem. It's spelled like D-I-E-M. So I say Dem. Is that right? If you've read this book, like what did you say? I'm just saying Dem because like Deem doesn't sound right in my head. So I've just been saying Dem as if like short for Demi. But it's spelled D-I-E-M. But anyway. Follows Dem. She lives in a world that hundreds and hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, it was a mortal world, and then these gods, these new gods, came on to the realm and they like colonized the realm, and all of their like offspring are now called like the descendants. So now you have the mortal people, the humans, and then you have the like fae kind of, they're called descendants in this. Descendants, is that what they're called? Descended. That's what they're called. They're the descended. So the descended are like the fae kind of people. They're the ones with magical abilities. They like don't age. Like, you know what the fae are. So you kind of have like this divide from the beginning where the descended are, you know, better people. They're rich, they live in luxury lives because the gods favour these people, and the mortals, the humans, are living basically in the slums and they're not really cared for. Dem is a healer. She works with her mother to start this, and like her mother's friend, I can't remember her name, but she's a healer anyway, not in the magic sense. She's just basically like a doctor. She just knows how to like fix people. She's basically a doctor, but she's a human healer. That's what she is. Quite early on in the book, we discover that her mother goes missing, and then it skips like 6 months ahead, and then we're trying to like discover like where her mother's gone, and Dem is trying to work out where she's gone, what's happened to her. Like there's some descendant involved who is quite high up in the crown, and the world is sort of like split up into different realms. Is that what they're called? I'll try and get the map up so you can see. Yeah, the realms. So the world is called Amarion, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different realms. So if I get the map up, can't really see it, but this is the map. So you got, it's all in a circle, and then they're all split up into like, they're all divided into different bits. So it kind of gives like Crescent City vibes. So if you've read Crescent City, then you know like what I'm on about. In Crescent City, you've got the different sort of like orders. So you've got like different houses. You've got like House of Earth and Blood, and these realms are kind of like that. So in each realm they have 2 different powers. So in like Lumnos, it's the realm of light and shadow, and like so on. All 9 of them have like different ones. So that's how like the world is set up. And she is living in, is it Lumnos or Igneos? I can't remember which one she's in, but like that's how the world is set up. We're kind of getting like hints of like a rebellion. So years and years ago there was a rebellion called the Everflame, but now there's like signs of like the rebellion starting up again, and there's going to be like a big war. Like that's like what's kind of going on at the minute. We've also got like, there's loads of like little subplots that make up one big plot, and I'm loving it because you get like discovering everything all at once, like with the female main character, and I love that. I feel like we're just like on the adventure with her, and we're not sort of being told what's happened. And I say this on my channel all the time. I love when we're like on the adventure with them, and we're not like just being told what's happening, if that makes sense, which I feel like in fantasy books that does happen a lot. And I also like from the beginning she's not like portrayed as this really weak protagonist, this like strong badass protagonist from the get-go. Like even though she's mortal, her dad is like he used to be the commander of the army, so he's like trained her all her life, like how to wield a sword, how to fight, like how best to like overpower a man, and like to use her own like physical abilities to like get out of things. So she's like this powerful badass from the beginning. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. There's just like loads of shit going on, and usually I don't like that. I like to focus on like one plot at a time, but I'm loving like the loads of different like plots that's going on. I feel like we're just on this journey with them, and I love it so much. But I do think, oh no, I'm not gonna say it actually. I was just gonna say like, because I don't know anything about this book. I haven't searched anything up about it. I don't know who the love interest is. I know that there is a slow burn. I feel like it's gonna be who I think it is, like, but I'm not gonna say who, but I think it might be who I think it is, and that's all I'm gonna say. But that's enough yapping for me. Let's just get into some reading. Vibes from Henry. So Henry and Dem have been best friends their whole life, but they've like throughout the years like had romantic sort of like relationships, like on and off kind of vibes, but they've always been best friends no matter what. But he's like kind of giving me like sus vibes, and I don't know what it is. There's just something about him that I do not trust at all, and like the way that he's just like very overpowering and overbearing with his like, it's like very it's like love bombing. That's what he's doing, and it's like he's just like triggering me, and I have no idea why. It's just like very sus, and I don't like it. I don't like him. Oh my god, guys, I don't think you understand the freaking crumbs that we're getting from the slow burn right now. The crumbs, literal crumbs, that's all we're getting from this slow burn, and I'm here for it. I'm living for it. Like, we are 325 pages in, and only now you sort of like get these little glimpses where she's like, I knew him. More than that, I felt him, his strange aura sweeping across my skin. And then it says the name, as if he'd heard my thoughts. His head snapped in my direction, even tucked as I was among the sea onlookers. His glowing blue eyes found mine in an instant. Literal crumbs. Oh my god, the balls on this girl. Oh god, I feel like crying. It's not even a sad bit, but I'm just a very empathetic person. I honestly don't think I could look any more British right now than with my biscuits and my cup of tea in the morning. It's the next day, obviously. You can tell I look a bit dishevelled. I've literally just woken up. But we finished Spark of the Everflame last night. I'm going to take the bookmark out of here. But yeah, we finished Spark of the Everflame last night. And this book, guys, 5-star. Literal 5-star. I am obsessed. I have never been, not never been, but I haven't been this obsessed over a book in so freaking long. Everything about it was just perfect. Like the world building, the plot, everything was perfectly timed, everything was perfectly written out. It was just like crack. That's the only way I can describe it. I couldn't get enough of it. And the ending, the epilogue, what was going on? I was like, I felt like I was just thrown into another dimension. And like the ending, like I've seen some people speak about this book and they were like, oh, the ending was very predictable. And I was like, I knew that something like that was gonna happen. If you've read the book, then you know what I'm on about. Magic wise, I knew that something like that was gonna happen, but I didn't know like extreme that it was gonna happen to that extreme. And I was just like, what is going on? My camera was on charge, so I couldn't like film my reactions, but I honestly wish that I could film my reactions. But I was like, what the hell is going on right now? But obviously I've said that her name is Dem. That's what I call her, Dem. But when I was looking at TikTok reviews last night, whenever I finish a book, I have to go on TikTok to see other people's reviews in it and like search up aesthetics and stuff of the book. So I was on TikTok last night and I see people say her name was Diem. So her name is spelled D-I-E-M, so I guess it makes sense, but DM, I feel like I'm saying like, you know, direct message, DM. So we're just gonna call her Dem, okay? Dem's nicer, I like Dem. But I can safely say that this is the only book, well, not the only book, but this is like the only book in a long time that has made me audibly laugh, audibly gasp. Literally, I would had every emotion shown on the forefront of my face during this book. Like, Pen Cole just wrote such an amazing book. And if this is her debut, I need to know if it's her debut. Are there acknowledgements? Yes, there are no words to describe the feeling of putting your first book into the world. Honestly, a debut novel this good is insane. Like, I'm obsessed. I feel like I need book 2 now. But obviously it follows Dem Balator. Dem, not Diem, okay? The way that Pen Cole wrote this character was perfect, and I don't think it's her person. I don't think it's the way that she wrote her personality. I think it's the way that she writes. Pen Cole just writes yourself. Like, she makes you feel everything. She makes you like understand everything that's going on in such like a weird way. Like, it's so hard to explain unless you've read it. Like, I honestly just felt by the end of the book that I knew Dem, and I think because we were going on the journey with her and we were discovering all these things with her, we were there for every decision, and you felt like you were making these decisions with her. We were just being shown everything, and not at one point did I feel like we were being talked as readers. I feel like we were being shown and we were on this adventure with the main character. You just have to read this book. Like, there's nothing that I can say. Like, obviously I tried to, in my like update at the start of this video, I tried to explain like the world building, but like, you just have to read this book. That's all I'm gonna say, is to read this book. And I feel like I need the second book ASAP. Do I just go in with the second one with you today? Let me grab some books and we'll decide. So we've got 3 books here that we could potentially read. I think all 3 of these are on my October TBR because they're also part of my fall TBR. But we've got Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. I really want to read this. Like, I think it could be like, it might fill that little like gap that I've got from this. I think they could be kind of like similar vibes, but like also completely opposite, if that makes sense. Like, they're not going to be too similar where they're like copy and paste, but they're going to have the same vibes, and I think this could like fill that gap. Then we've also got Belladonna, which I don't know how I feel about this because it's in the second person. Second person? No, Brie, it's not in the second person. Is it in the first? Can it be in the first person, please? Oh, it's in the third person. I'd really struggle so much with the third person sometimes. But I need to read Belladonna. I really want to read it because it's so many people's favourites, and after I read Dawn of Onyx, I think I'm gonna love this. It's got that like gothic vibe to it. But then we've also got Kingdom of the Wicked, which I am feeling this. I think it's the map. I love this map. It's one of my favourite maps. It reminds me of being back in a Stephanie Garber book. Like, Stephanie Garber's maps are magical. And this is just like the exact same. I think I'm gonna go with Kingdom of the Wicked. Why is the writing so small, but the margins are also so big? It's like so small. It's in the first person. I love how that's my like, that's always my deciding factor. Is it in the third person or the first person? I think I'm gonna go with this. So I thought that this was to do with pirates. Like, you cannot look at this book cover and say this isn't to do with pirates. Like, tell me this isn't to do with pirates. It's something to do with twin sisters, or 2 sisters, 1 murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. So something to do with like some sort of like murder mystery, like a quest for vengeance. Something to do with like hell. I think this will be like the perfect October read though. Never read a Carrie Maniscalco book before, but I'm like low-key freaked out. It's set in Sicily, the book is, so it's Italian. So, but there's like Italian words, and I wish there was like a little footnote at the bottom with the translations. That would be so handy. Is there something at the back? No. But there's not like a lot of words. There's just like little words like conicello. I have no idea what that is. It's something to do with like the necklace, but I just want to know what the translation is in English. So it's the next day after the last clip I filmed. Obviously, I think the last clip I filmed was yesterday morning. I hadn't even gotten dressed for the day yet. I was still in my pajamas, having my morning tea, and I started The Cruel Prince. No? Kingdom of the Wicked. I started Kingdom of the Wicked. But yesterday took a turn for the worst. I think I've mentioned on this channel before that I have chronic back pain. I have no idea what it is or why I have this back pain. Like, I haven't injured myself in any way. But yesterday my back like flared up. I was trying to sort out the Wi-Fi box. I was like gonna unplug everything, so we're gonna get a new Wi-Fi box. Still no Wi-Fi. I went to like get down onto the floor, and as I like stood up, like my back just like seized up and it was so painful. So I was bending bedbound for the rest of the day yesterday. I didn't read any more. I think yesterday I got up to page 54, chapter 7. That's what I read in the morning, and I didn't read anything for the rest of the day. I literally just binged Harry Potter movies all day in bed. But my back's a bit better today. I can move without wanting to cry in pain. So we're gonna read a bit of this today. I haven't read anything today. It's currently almost 2 o'clock, it's 1:30. I have got a meeting at 2 o'clock in work, so I thought I'd just update you guys before my meeting, and then after my meeting we can do a little bit of reading. I think I want to go sit in the garden because it's a really nice day today, and after being like cooped up all day yesterday, I think I just need some like fresh air. I might try go on a little hot girl walk later just to like, you know, loosen up my back a bit. Nothing too strenuous, but yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. It's really good. It's like, I think I'm just getting into like, when I stopped yesterday I was just about getting into like the depths of the story, sort of like the big event happened. So it follows Amelia, and she has a twin who is Victoria, and she gets murdered. That is not a spoiler, it's on the back of the thing. But I think that's like the main plot line of this. Like, her sister gets murdered, and then Amelia is trying to like get vengeance for her sister. So her and her sister are also witches, and her grandmother, they come from like a long line of witches. When they were younger, their grandmother told them like stories about demons and like the princes of hell and things. I did underline like the backstory of them. Yeah, I like marked the page bare of like the grandmother explaining what they were. There are 7 demon princes, but only 4 you should fear. Wrath, greed, envy, and pride. One will crave your blood, one will capture your heart, one will steal your soul, and the one will take your life. And they're called the wicked, hence Kingdom of the Wicked. That's what they go by, is the wicked. But like, their grandmother told them stories like about the wicked when they were younger, and it's something to do with like the princes of hell are gonna come back one day and roam the earth freely or something like that. But I just got to the bit obviously where her sister Victoria has died. She's been murdered, which I'm guessing is obviously from one of these demon princes. No idea which one. We haven't really been introduced to any like demon princes at the minute. Just before her sister died, Amelia and Victoria believed that they were still like these tales that their grandmother told them. They didn't really think there was any truth to it because they'd never ever seen these demon princes before. But their grandmother was like adamant that they're real. One day they're gonna come back and things like that. So obviously I think that's what's happening now. But her sister was like doing some sus stuff. So Amelia's sister Victoria, she was being really like quite sus. Like, she was like staying out late, she was going places, she wasn't like telling her sister anything, she was being very secretive. Obviously we don't get Victoria's POV. This does just follow Amelia's POV. It is in the first person as well, which I love. Obviously there is like a romance element to this, so she obviously does meet one of the princes of hell. I'm not sure which one she meets, and I'm not sure, I'm guessing there's a romance with one of the demons. I'm guessing. Right, I'm gonna move from here because that's really noisy. But yeah, I'm just really excited what's gonna happen. And that's why I like going into books blind, because you have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, I've read a quick summary on the back, but like, I have no idea what this is about. Like, I haven't had any spoilers online. I just know that people love this series. I don't know when it came out, but I know it's been a loved series for a while, and I think it popped back up when she brought out Throne of the Fallen. People were really loving this. So first published in Great Britain 2020. Oh, okay, so it's not like that old. It's old, but it's not that old. If that makes sense. I'm gonna stop rambling because there's not much I can say about this because I'm only 50 pages in. So I'm gonna hop onto my meeting, and then I'm gonna make a nice cold drink afterwards, and we're gonna go sit outside so your gal can get some fresh air. So it's been a while since I've updated this vlog because I haven't read anything in about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I think I started this at the start of October and it's now the 22nd of October. I read something yesterday. I read like 100 pages in work, but I don't think I've updated you guys since I finished Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. I have been very busy. My mum went in for an operation. I don't know whether I've mentioned, but my mum had an operation. So I've been very busy, like looking after my mum, plus then like with editing, work, filming. I haven't had any time whatsoever. And then I've been stressed about, I got my Amsterdam holiday Fridays, this Friday coming. So I've been like packing and just like, I've been so busy. I finally got some time to read, so I thought I'd update you guys on my thoughts and feelings of Kingdom of the Wicked plus what I'm currently reading, because I can feel myself slumping, so I need a good book to pull me in. But before we speak about the book that we're currently reading, let's chat about Kingdom of the Wicked. I rated this a 3.75, and I know I said I really loved it, but 3.75 is a good rating, okay? I did really enjoy this, and it was a good introduction to the world. There were some bits that sort of like lagged on a bit, but 3.75, really enjoyed it. Like from, I think I like mentioned from the get-go, I was hooked. Like Kerry Maniscalco's writing literally hooked me in, and I think it was so different to anything I've read before, like with the witches, the demons, like Princes of Hell, that sort of thing. I've never read anything like that in a fantasy book before, so this was really different. I was hooked from the get-go, but it did have some like lulling moments, and I feel like that did impact like my rating of the book, because I did find myself sort of a bit bored at times. But I think the main thing that like intrigued me with this book is like the lore and like the witchcraft, but like mainly the lore. I loved learning with Amelia, the female main character, about the lore of like the demons and the Princes of Hell, and like her discovering all these things. I really did feel like we were there with Amelia as she was discovering these things, which I really love in a book. I've mentioned it a million times. We were being shown things in this book, and we were there with Amelia every step of the way. But I am really excited to read the next book and see like the journey of Amelia, because the way that this ended is just like, I really need to know what Amelia's next step is in the place that she's going. But obviously now moving on to our next book, which is Zodiac Academy 6 Fated Thrones. I'm so obsessed. I love this series so much. Like, guys, you don't understand. I didn't read a Zodiac Academy last month, and if you know my rules, I'm only allowed to read one Zodiac Academy book a month. So I didn't read one in September, so I'm so glad to be back in this world. Guys, you don't understand how much I freaking love Zodiac Academy. So many of you have messaged me as well to say that you've gotten into Zodiac Academy because of me, and I am so grateful for that, because everybody needs to read this series. It is not a literary masterpiece, okay? It is not by any means the best written books, no. But is it a fun old time? Yes, it is, okay? It's so addicting. It's like trashy reality TV. That's what these books are. Trashy reality TV, like Love Island, things like that, you know? It's just trashy reality TV that you get obsessed with and hooked in on all the drama and all the everything, and that's what Zodiac Academy is. And you get obsessed with so many characters, and it's multiple POVs. It's not just focused on these two characters. It's multiple POVs. It's a massive friend group. It's so much that goes on in this, and you fall in love with so many characters, and I love this series with every single molecule of my body. It's so good. But I read 100 pages yesterday, or roughly about 100 pages. Oh, I read 159 pages yesterday, and we've got a bit of time today. Read some of this today. Try and get as much done as I can today, because this is my only day off basically, and I want to try and finish as soon as possible, because I've only read 2 books this month, which you watched me read, which was the 2 books I've read this month is what I've read in this video, which was Back of the Everflame and Kingdom of the Wicked. That's all I've read this month, is those 2 books, so we need to get this done. Oh, my Kindle's only got 7%. Oh my god, why I think let's charge my Kindle and then we'll read. So, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I have been kind of slumping a little bit. Well, no, not really. So obviously I think the last time I picked up the camera, I was updating you that I'd finished Kingdom of the Wicked, and I was about 100 pages into Zodiac Academy Fated Thrones, which I am still reading, and it's been about a week and a bit, just over a week since I last updated you. I have been to Amsterdam. I have since come back from Amsterdam, and it's a few days later since coming back. In that time I have read quite a lot of this. I read a lot like on the plane on the way there. there. I read a bit like in bed when I was there, like in the mornings and in the evenings, and I've been in work for the last 2 days, so I've read a bit in work as well, so I haven't really been filming when I've been reading this, but I'm kind of glad because my thoughts on this book aren't the best. So obviously I love, like I live and breathe Zodiac Academy, but book 6 is given middle book syndrome, and I think because it's such a big series, there does need to be that one sort of like bridge book in between the plot, and usually that's like in a trilogy you have that second book that's that bridge between like the first and the third book, like the start and the finale. I feel like we've had such a big build up of like plot and world building and like character development in the first 5 books, but this is just that in between book that's bridging us to, it's like setting us up for a big finale in the last 3 books I think it is, or 4 books basically, because you got 8.5. so I think this is like bridging us, and it's just not given. Like at the minute sitting at a 3.75 or like a 3.5, which is the lowest. I like none of these books so far, like out of all the books I've read so far, like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 haven't been below a 4-star rating. And this I'm really struggling with, and it's a big book, like I think it's about 700 pages, so it's like a big chunky book, and I'm struggling to get through it. I've got about 200 pages left, so I thought I'd pick up the camera. We're going to read the rest of these 200 pages. I'm going to try and get as much done tonight. It's currently 7:45, so we got a bit of time to read. I might just read for like an hour or 2 hours. We're going to read for 2 hours because I need to get a bulk of this done, because I need to get on with filming other videos, and I need to read more books, because in the month of October I only read 2 books. 2 books, that's all I read. But I can't really explain to you what this book really is about because it'll spoil so much, but obviously the way we left off in like the end of book 5 was like a massive like plot twist that I was not expecting. We're sort of just like plodding along at the minute. Like they've had some like big breakthroughs. So like the main baddie, we'll say, like the bad guy in this story in the whole of Zodiac is Darius's father. That is not a spoiler. Lionel the Crux is the villain. Okay, we hate him. He's a cunt and he needs to be killed off immediately. He kind of like is in a position of power right now in this book, and the rest of Zodiac, you know, like Darcy, Darius, Tori, you know, Orion, the heirs, they're all just like plodding along, and we've had some breakthroughs but nothing major, and this book is just sort of like bridging us towards the next big thing. And it's kind of boring. Like I don't see why it needs to be 700 pages. Like I really don't. This could easily be a 400-page book. Easy. Like there's a lot of things in here that I'm just like, why is this in here? And don't get me wrong, I love Zodiac. Like I've already said, I love Zodiac, and I'm like, give me all of like everything, like the behind the scenes of everything, like give me everything. But I also want plot, and this book has no plot really. We're just like jumping between scenes and like nothing. It's just not given, and I don't know whether it's because I'm like, at first I thought it was because I'm like slumping, but like I'm not in a slump because I want to read more books and I'm like ready to read another book. I just want this one to be over. So I'm just gonna stop yapping because I need to get some reading done. So let's just get this done, shall we? The way Geraldine speaks is just like insane. She's so funny. My Lady Petunia craves to have her garden watered by a single devilish dandelion. Like that's how she speaks throughout the whole book. Like I don't know what she's on about sometimes, but she's just so funny. Just checked. This next chapter is going to take me 40 minutes. 40 minutes to finish. I'm sorry. Why is the chapters so long? And I don't even read that slow. I will say though, an interesting update is, I don't know whether you've like been with me as I started these books, but in the start I said that Seth gave me major ick vibes. I hated Seth, like he was like a walking ick, he was like too much for me. But in this I'm starting to really love him. Like when I read Seth chapters, it's just all like his head's just in the clouds and he has no shame. He doesn't care what he says and he's just a vibe, and I love him so much. And I just like wait for Seth chapters because it just takes you out of all the shit things happening in the book for a few pages before having to be thrown back into the world of Zodiac. Oh my god, when he calls it blue, I love that so much. Even though I said this is the most mid book, it's still hooking me. Like the last 200 pages that I'm reading have been interesting. Like Lionel Crux just angers me on a different level. Like why is he always 10 steps ahead? Do you know what I mean? Like why? Why is he always 10 steps ahead? I'm sorry, did I wake you up? He's literally just always ahead and it's so annoying. Like the stuff that I'm reading now with like Darius and Mildred, I refuse to read it. I've just finished. Oh my god, that was so intense. The last 200 pages made up for the first like 500. Honestly, the Darius chapter that I just read had me almost in tears, and it's making me so scared for the next books. Darius has made a deal with the stars and I really do hope that they're able to break this deal, because I don't think I'll cope with what will happen with the deal that he's made. I feel like my heart's gonna be ripped out of his chest. Oh my god. At least it was like somewhat of a happy ending. Like we've got some progress, but it literally ends. Like it's not really a spoiler. It was like we are all fugitives now, and if any of us were caught, the price would be death. They're all fugitives because they've shown their cards, and Lionel will have their head. What will book 7 entail? It's now 11:55. And I've finally finished and I can be done and I can finally move on with some other books. I'll catch up with you tomorrow when we decide what we want to read next.
So yesterday, what am I crying?
Sarah, we can chat like. But it's obviously the next day. But obviously last night we finished Zodiac Academy, Fated Thrones, and I've officially rated it a 3.75 on my Goodreads. Not my Goodreads, on my Fable. I've officially stopped using Goodreads, but I had to go back and watch my, what did I go watch? Like my fall TBR, because I have forgotten what books were actually on my fall TBR, but then I've gone back on my fall TBR and there's a bunch of books on there that I don't think like I want to read anymore because I'm such a mood reader that I'm just like, I made that TBR, but then I look around, I'm like, I'm not in a mood for any of these. But one of the books that was on there was Daughter of the Pirate King. Yeah, Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Lemon Stella. Now I'm going to give this a go, but I do not have very high hopes for it because I read The Shadows Between Us, I think it was called, by Trisha Lemon Stella. Well, I tried to read it, but I DNF'd it because I don't know, I just wasn't vibing with it. I'm hoping this isn't going to be the same. I think it's YA, but obviously it's about pirates. It's about some sort of like, yeah, it's YA because she's 17. But it's about, I've heard it's like gives Pirates of the Caribbean, but like female version, like female badass version. So I'm kind of intrigued because I do love Pirates of the Caribbean. And the writing is like very big, it's very spaced out. So I think it's just going to be a quick and easy read. So yeah, we're going to give this a go. That's all I know, is that it's about this 17-year-old pirate captain is sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient map, which is a key to a treasure trove. That's all I know. I'm gonna finish up some bits that I need to do. I'm like filming 2 videos today. Oh my god, I've got another video I need to film. I might have to do that tomorrow. But I'm just gonna finish what I gotta do, and then I'm gonna have a shower, get into my pajamas, and then we can settle for the night and get a good old chunk of this done. I'm gonna get at least 150 pages into this today because tomorrow I start a 24-hour readathon, so I'm gonna have to take a break from reading this so I can read the books on my TBR for my 24-hour readathon. So I want to get a good chunk of this done today. That's my plan. So It's been a few days since I actually updated this vlog, which isn't a shock really, because this vlog has been all over the place. Like, I'm beating myself up with like how all over the place this vlog has been. It's literally just because my reading has been all over the place. Like, I'm on and off reading all the time, and this vlog was literally meant to be just me reading my fall TBR for like a week or two in October when it was actually fall season. We're almost in the middle of November. This vlog has been going on for almost a month and a half. Well, it has been going on for a month and a half. I can't even remember what the last thing I updated this vlog with. Like, my life right now is crazy. I started Daughter of the Pirate King. I'm on page 57. That's all I've read. Is this. Oh my god, this is going on for so long. It's alright so far. We've literally just like only now getting into like the depths of the stories. I might have already spoken about this, but I cannot remember. Yeah, it's good so far. We've literally just got the start of the story basically, where it follows, what's her name? Alosa, and she is obviously the daughter of the Pirate King, and she's sent on a mission to retrieve a map by her dad, which is the Pirate King. She lets herself like get captured by the enemies, and she's being held hostage on their boat, and she's like, the last thing I read was her like escaping, and she went like wandering around, but there's obviously like a love interest between her and, it's not the captain. I thought it was going to be like the captain, but I think it's between the captain and the captain's brother, so he's like the second hand kind of man on the boat. There's like currently tension between them, which is really fun, but obviously this is YA, so there's not going to be like an insane in-depth amount of like romance. It's just going to be like hinted towards. But I got home from work at about 3 o'clock. These dark nights are throwing me. Like, it's only 6:30 and I am like ready for bed. I feel like it's been dark for hours and I am ready to go to bed. Stop rambling on, Brie. You're procrastinating. I'm literally like over halfway through and I'm loving this so much. It's so good. Like, the other book of Trisha Levenstad was not that good. Like, I really didn't love it that much. I think I DNF'd it. I did DNF it. I think it was the darkness between us. I DNF'd that. I really didn't like that. But I am loving this, and I think this is her debut novel, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might be, but this is like given, it even says on the back, like, definitely for fans of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, that's what this is given. It's given Pirates of the Caribbean, fierce heroine, and like slow burn and romance, and it's just like adventurous and just full of like everything you can imagine and everything you need in sort of like a YA fantasy book, and I'm loving it so much. Honestly, I am loving it so much. It's sitting at like, I think it's not going to be like a 5-star, definitely not going to be a 5-star, but I think it's easily sitting at about a 4, could potentially be 4.5, and I'm really intrigued because I think there's a second book. It says Daughter of the Siren Queen. I'm really excited to read that. Really excited, but I'm reading this really quickly. I think I'm gonna finish this tonight. Easily I'll finish this tonight because I've only got less than 100 pages left. I've literally got, yeah, I've literally got less than 100 pages I've got, so I think I'll finish this tonight and then it'll be the end of this video because this video's gone on for so long. Hey, so I'm wearing the same outfit that I've used to outro 2 vlogs now and an intro to another vlog because I'm trying to catch up on all my filming. So if I'm wearing the same outfit, that is because I'm outroing a bunch of videos and I'm introing a bunch of other videos, and I'm not changing. I'm not. We're real over on here, this channel. But I thought, let's outro this vlog and talk about the books we read in this fall video. Obviously this video was meant to be done and uploaded in can I speak please? In October, but that did not happen, obviously, because we're now in the middle of November and we're only now finishing our book. I feel like we got through a good amount of books. We really did. We got through a bunch of books. We had a good old time. We found some 5 stars. We started some new series. We've discovered new worlds. We've had a good old time. We checked some books off our fall/winter TBR, and yeah, we've had a good time. Yeah, I'm really sad that we couldn't actually do this in October, but you know, when that slump hits, it hits. Okay, there's nothing you can do. You just gotta ride the wave and ride the slump out. But we came out the other end stronger than ever. So I'm just gonna go through everything that we've read, wrap everything up. But obviously we first started with Back of the Everflame, which I love. I've been editing the start of this video, and because I read this at the start of October, so I feel like I forgot so much of like what happened, but I'm like editing the start of this video and like seeing my reactions and like me speak about this book is like making me realise how much I love this book, and I cannot wait to read Glow of the Everflame. Yeah, Glow of the Everflame is the second one. Very excited to read that. But I've already rambled on about this book so much in the start of the video. It's obviously a 5-star book. I absolutely adored it. I loved it so much, and it definitely gives that Crescent City vibes that I missed so much. Like, honestly, I just love Crescent City. I speak about it so much, but this is like fill that Crescent City hole in my heart, and I feel like everybody needs to read this. Okay, if you don't want to like jump into Crescent City because it's like so big, read this, read it. And then we went in with, what do we go with next? Oh, Kingdom of the Wicked, which I think I rated a 3.75. I think, or like a 3.5. It was a good book, good introduction. I loved it. I was like hooked. I did really enjoy it. When I give things a 3.75 or like a 3 point something, I feel like I need to justify myself, but anything in between 3 and 4 is like a really good book. I really enjoyed it. It's just I needed something a little bit more, and I don't know what that little bit more was, but it's the first book in a trilogy, so it's not going to be like the best book. I mean, I rated this 5-star, but they're not all going to be 5 stars, do you know what I mean? So I think the second and third I might enjoy a bit more, I might not, but we'll see how we get on. But I did really enjoy this. It was something really different to what I've read before. I loved like the murder mystery plot, the ending. Yes, it did make me want to jump into the second book immediately, but I held back. So yeah, good book. And then we have our book 6 in Zodiac Academy. This is Fated Throne. Now this is my lowest book I've rated out of the Zodiac Academy. This is in the 3s. 3.75 I think I rated it. I'm not too sure. I'll have like all the ratings on the screen. But this was my lowest rated just for the fact that this is that bridge book that this series needed, because it's such a big series. Usually when you have a trilogy, the middle book is that middle book syndrome book. It's that bridge in between the start and the end. But with a series that's so big, it's hard to have those bridge books, because where are you going to put them? There's only so much like you can have before you do need that bridge book, and this book was that bridge book for me, in my opinion. Not much really happened. It was just like setting a lot of stuff up for the next 3 or 4 books. That bridge book, so not much happened, but I did really enjoy it. Like, it's the Zodiac Academy. I'll read anything. I'll read their literal grocery list. I will read anything that's to do with the Zodiac Academy. So 3.75, I think I rated it. Still good. Still enjoyed it, still love this series, hasn't made me hate it, it's just my least favourite. And then last night I finished Daughter of the Pirate King. Oh my god, I've got really bad pins and needles in my foot right now. So yeah, I finished this last night and I really enjoyed this. I really did enjoy it. So I've ended up rating it 4-star, which is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. For a YA book, I think it's well written. Doesn't feel like YA at all. But I think I did like touch on like the plot of it. Obviously she's sent by her father, which is the Pirate King, to retrieve this like ancient map, which is like the key to like this trove, this treasure trove, and she like allows herself to be captured by the enemies so she can like discover where this map is and stuff. So that's like the kind of like the plot of the book. But on the boat where she's been captured, there's obviously a like love interest there, and he is the brother of the captain of that boat. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was like really funny, fast paced. It was like an easy read. I don't think I've ever read anything with like pirates and sirens and things like that, so I enjoyed like the different aspect of fantasy that I usually read. So overall, it was just a really good book. I think everyone should read this. It was really good, it was really fun, really cutesy. But yeah, that was everything that I read. Had a grand old time. Obviously this was meant to be done in October. I've said this 1,000 times. I need to stop rambling on about it, but I feel really terrible when videos don't go as planned. Even though it didn't go as planned, I hope you all had a good time, because I did. If you did have a good time, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, hit the little bell as well when you subscribe, because we've got some amazing videos coming up with Bookmas and everything coming up. So make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads that I do. And yeah, we see you guys. Why did I say it like that? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!